Okay, thanks a lot for witnesses, gatekeepers, developers of the blockchain we all love. Thank you, guys. Next up stage, Mr. Terry. You guys most probably know him as, oh, can I have one of the mics? Is there still one left? Okay, and the rest? Okay, thank you. No, it was on. Okay. Most of you know him as Surpassinggoogle, and it was actually uncertain for a long time if you could make it, and I'm really happy that you're here now, and that you're here in Bangkok. Thanks a lot. So this is the slides, and then you can hit the right one. Oh. It's okay. Yes? It's your... Go for it. Do you want a little bit of sang song, or? Oh. Go for it, man.
Hello, everyone. My name is Terry. I'm Surpassinggoogle and Steam and across the internet. And thank you for being here. I'm nervous, really, but we'll proceed. So I'm going to be covering the topics. I love Steam. Please permit me, the slides are not perfect because it was done in a hurry. So I'm going to be covering the topics I love Steam, Surpassinggoogle with Steam, what I've done in terms of Surpassinggoogle, the plot, Teardrop's SMT ecosystem, proof of tiers model, where I am at now. I'm dying, there's a chance to heal, I need to set up a micro-hard hub. So I'll start with the first one. I love Steam. There's evidence that I love Steam. I loved it from the first day. This is on the blockchain. My very first post upon finding Steam indicates my love for Steam. My very first tag on Steam was Steam It is beautiful. And this was very early upon finding Steam. I found Steam organically via the search engines and route Surpassinggoogle. So basically, I was attempting to surpass Google before I found Steam, and then I found Steam. So the motion became Surpassinggoogle with Steam. Again, I joined Steam the second time I found Steam. So the first time I saw a post organically, so while searching the search engines, and the first time I saw a post, it was about the opportunity to earn money, but that wasn't my inclination, even though I didn't have a dime at the time. I was alone in the Philippines, away from everyone, pursuing Surpassinggoogle, and I joined Steam the second time. At that time, I found a post, I think by Stella Bell, that I connected with, and then I joined Steam. She wrote a story, and upon joining, I didn't read the white papers. I forgot to say I'm a legitimate illiterate. So the first person I went to understudy on Steam was Ned. I looked at all his comments. I want to pay attention to his substance, to his response to stimuli, and ascertain the vision within the dream. That's one of his sentences. And I was able to ascertain that, and then created the first tag, Steam It is beautiful. Kudos to Ned. He's not here. I wish he was here, but I realized that his mother helped him with the name Steam It, and that name stuck. These things are important to me and maybe to a very large audience that pay attention to these things, who use the internet. So that's why I'm mentioning it. So Steam It, the word Steam It stuck, and I recalled it the second time I joined Steam. So I'll move on to the next. Basically, I love Steam. That's established. Then Surpassinggoogle with Steam. I was attempting to surpass Google before joining Steam, and then I found Steam. So the motion became Surpassinggoogle with Steam. Basically, Surpassinggoogle is broad. It has more than surpassing the search engine Google. Basically, it means removing all barriers to entry from everything good, so that everything good becomes available to anyone. So there's a bracket in between everyone, and there's any there. So I've looked at the world. I've paid attention to the world. I have keen interest in fellow humans, understanding life and humans, and so this is what forms Surpassinggoogle. The other context of Surpassinggoogle is fixing the rarity in the great men industry. I'm saying that there's a rarity in the great men industry. We fix this rarity. We surpass Google. So it's a joint effort, and looking at the world, it's established that there's a rarity in the great men industry. Basically, curriculums of the world are not posed to enable us mine of our human. This is something that Steam brought about, but I'll get into that. And just giving some history on the things I was paying attention to before I joined Steam, and that formed my journey on Steam. So that became it. So I joined Steam. Steam is beautiful. Became the vehicle. I realized that it's a blockchain, and there are many things you can do on Steam. So I was creating content. Basically, that's how I started. But content had more testimonial essence to me as a means to mine my human. As a means to, in the world that I'm from, to build a dream. There are mountains of odds, and you have to improvise, exert your human virtues to be able to follow through with a dream. So one thing I'll do is to keep my dreams alive in dream bits. So dream-bits. And I'll use my posts to do that. I was usually my first audience. My aim is to marvel myself, to mine my human. And then secondary is the audience. Also, I knew of Steam and its power in terms of searching and ranking in the search engines, and surpassing Google again. I love to serve the search engines. I saw it as a way to surpass Google, basically, surpassing Google via Google. So what I've done in terms, I'm sorry I'm rushing because there's a lot I want to say. What I've done in terms of surpassing Google, I've done a lot. On Steam, I've paid attention to fellow humans. Steam constituted more than just a blockchain to me. It constituted CCTV into the truest state of the world. Because it rendezvous human, incentivizes them to mine their brain, and beyond the brain, unknown to many, they end up mining their human virtues, things like self-sacrifice, mentality, presence, all those tenets of real life and human exist on Steam, and users are incentivized to carry out this activity constantly and evolve. So I used to pay attention to fellow humans. Even in my curation efforts, I've done a lot of curation. Surpassinggoogle account has like 17,000 comments. So I'll do curation with comments and really think of fellow humans. I wasn't after quality. I was after the evolution of the human. So when it comes to distributing rewards, I see the Steam blockchain as a more powerful tool, even as a mentality adjuster and just a reward distributor. So all my projects aims to do things beyond distributing rewards, returning value to human. We'll get to that. So sometimes my curation had to be timely. I've had to pay attention to a particular person and then give a vote at a very timely moment. And during the time in the past, I had a delegation from Ned. I tried to spread rewards as much as possible because I listened to the undertone of the community. There's behind the scenes on the Discord, and then there's on the scenes. Many times the undertone of Steam, it's of course behind the scenes. So I'm usually in chat rooms. I'll do 10 hours of conversation nonstop. Those are the small things I could do. And I have a Discord that grew to 5,000 users. And then besides that, I was able to develop a model, an entire curriculum called Teardrop's SMT ecosystem. Before it was formed, there was an entire curriculum that played out by which I was getting unadulterated feedback based on the reaction of the community. So I was able to form that model. It's the Teardrop's SMT ecosystem. It aims to reward proof of tears. So that's a variation of proof of brain, Steam's proof of brain, but more than just the brain, it will reward past deeds, human virtues, and explore rewards more than just the financial part, because I would say money is the smaller things. So basically the aim of the Teardrops SMT ecosystem is to restore shine. I feel that what's missing in the world has never been money. No human is truly capable of exhibiting poverty, according to me, created in the image of the Creator, with eyes, brains powerful than supercomputers. I feel that most times we just lose shine. Shine is beaten into redundancy, perhaps due to circumstances or perhaps due to the curriculums of the world that, fancy more of the superficial things like luxury and money. So the projects are to return value to human, help people tap into their shine so that they become owners, true fans of what Steam represents. Steam is a very powerful tool. And so there's a plot. I need to rush. There's a plot. The projects I have are... I'm sorry. Okay, I need to go forward. Okay, so let me just start with using the slides. So the Teardrops SMT Ecos, it will reward proof of tears. I don't mean tears in terms of sadness. I mean tears in terms of breakthrough. Tears as an emblem of human. Because en route mining your human, evolving your human towards his awesomest version, there's bound to be many tears, whether happy, sad, or unfelt tears. There are many other breeds of tears as well. We want to reward each tear. Basically, we're attempting the first, simplest, obvious solutions instead of jumping to the nth complex solutions first, which is, fixing the tears with some tears. The world notion of tears it's tied to sadness, but we're trying to adjust that notion. So, and we want to create a digital currency that has no barriers to entry. It uses a colorless paper, neither black or white, and something that is relatable to every human, something that can be talked about anywhere because humans can relate to it. I feel that the world needs a balance. A bulk of the world, as much as a bulk of the world are, tech inclined, and another bulk needs to emanate the down-to-earth knowledge and paradigms. There's so much knowledge in the notebooks, not contained in the books. Mining the human will help reveal this knowledge, and knowledge can be made whole. The Teardrops SMT is an emblem of human and breakthrough token to reward proof of tears. It will power 3 Steam-based social network platforms, namely ulugs.org, steamgigs.org, and macrohard, all of which will apply in mining the human model. So I'll go on to the next slide. Okay, I'm sorry. So the next slide is ulugs.org. That's the front runner project. Ulugs is an innovation. I'm sure you're familiar with words like blog or vlog. So basically, we've created ulugs. Ulugs is a front runner project, something that I feel that the world can get to know of. People can become uluggers, can engage in ulugging. So I'll just read from here briefly. It says, to propagate a form of content creation called ulugging. This allows anyone to participate in the art of content creation, content curation, giving more testimonial lessons to content creation as a tool to mind the human while returning value to humans and reshaping the entire internet. So by world standards, content is king. We want to give room for content is queen, where content isn't recycled but is ever refreshing. That's what a ulug is. Allows you to create content without resourcing from the internet, fresh at every instance. There's also a ulug subtag, which will enable us to integrate every existing project. So there can be ulug-utopian. Where programmers are normally writing content that is not curatable by everyone. Suddenly, everyone can curate even programming posts because there's the U aspect. The U in ulug stands for you. So I feel that when you keep constantly ulug and you mine your human, then you will tap into your shine and become owners. Yes. So as you start to become owners, and you'll be able to, on the website, it's in existence, you'll be able to create ulug communities. So you can even create ulug-your username, where people express moments that they shared with you. And a U-log isn't only about you, it's excerpts of you, so it can cover any niche. The basis is just that, for example, if you're creating a U-log dash meme, it will mean that you are not resourcing the picture from the internet, you're actually creating the picture and the sentiment back in the meme. So we want to refill the internet with humans. The internet, I'll go to the next one. So Steam Gigs. Steam Gigs is the next part of the plot. Steam Gigs is when you're ready to build your dream, after you have had a ULA community and you're ready to take it to the next level, building an interface. It's a freelancing, an ecosystem of freelancers and dream builders where everyone has something to offer. This is accomplished by allowing and incentivizing experts and non-experts alike to offer services, enabling everyone to participate in the art of dream building. So the freelancing industry hasn't been for everyone. It's mostly for experts. But based on an old tag that I created, it's called Untalented. The first contest there got 1,000 post entries, and even the post itself got 1,000 comments. So that formed the basis for the Steam Gigs. It's a freelancing platform, but for everyone. And it will have a search engine that curates humans, whether you're an expert or non-expert, and directs you towards the art of dream building. The final stage is Macro Hard. The final stage of the plus is Macro Hard. Macro Hard, an enterprise focused on making anyone capable on their own of building a noble dream by creating a programming protocol in which everyone can suddenly code with swag. I'm not a coder, but I've transitioned while on Steam from a content creator to a witness. My witness name is Steam Gigs. And then I also can code just a bit. But I had so much experience. Steam Gigs, for example, it's a very old website, but that's the number 6 version. I've had so much hassle trying to build it, looking for developers. There's so many people that are non-coders but project owners, and they're on Steam. And even with a budget, there's a barrier. So MacroHard is an enterprise that will fix that by creating a network of programmers. I call them brother programmers that will be like a middle ground, analyze your tasks and give you probable complexity of the task and probable estimates of cost, and enable you to better relate with programmers. Now, the next is Marlians.com. Marlians.com is a side project. It's a Steam tribe. The reason Marlians.com came about is I became ill. We all know the story. After 5 years of not seeing my mom, I saw her for 16 days and she died. And then I had to relocate my dad to live with me, and he came with so many illnesses, terminal illnesses, and everything combined. I started to grow ill myself, and all this strain that I've undergone. So I became sick, excruciating pains 24/7 every day. I've not slept for years. So that's why Marlians came about. I was looking for a way to still maintain, my Steam journey and Steam growth, not giving up on the dream, prepare for SMT, attain recovery. But that's how Marlians came about. It wasn't possible, though, because Marlians added more to the things I do. So Marlians.com is a middle ground, open to everyone, but over time will instigate a U-login style of content. So the entire Teardrops SMT ecosystem is built around humans. There's going to be a gray list of certified users, so neither black or white, again, indicating no barriers to entry. So that's going to be the base of the Teardrops SMT token. It should succeed whether bulls or bears because humans are involved. So basically, the certified users are people I contact and we're close-knit, share all my knowledge, resources, and everything. And for Marlians, I give them stake after paying attention to them. And Marlians is a middle ground that was going to help me get help, where I can just give out stake and people can help me with curation while I start to recover. But it didn't really help because of my nature. I still have to push, especially because I live with my dad now and there's so many needs. So I'm going to conclude now. The last, it says, Surpassinggoogle helped me set up a physical hub called MacroHard to gather entrepreneurs, dream builders, brothers. Let's build each noble dream and help with Steam growth. So instead of seeking seed funding, that's something I rarely do. I like to build something before I ask for help. but I learned on Steam to adjust. So most of what I missed, especially as a developer, but let me just rush. And basically, I feel that there's a solution that will allow me to heal, help me pursue Steam growth and everything, help me take care of my dad as well. So that's the last part. The last part is I want to set up a hub in the Philippines. It's going to gather programmers. I'm going to set it near my house and near colleges. So the aim is instead of seeking like seed funding to build my projects, why not gather developers? They use my projects as case study and then build my projects in the process, and then together we build as many projects on Steam, especially for non-coder project owners. There's a large populace of these ones that struggle, and we can do this even for free. Brother programmers refers to programmers who are willing to be part of a brother's dream for the sake of being part of historical history. The picture is there of me at Steam events and some drawings that people have done. Steemians are special people unknown to us because of proof of brain and the incentive to be reputable and the public nature of the blockchain. We end up evolving and then we become better humans. So those are moments from Steam. I'll tell people that I talk to, Steemians, that they should rehearse their signatures because soon they will sign autographs. And then I went to a Steam event and they made me sign autographs. It's there, that's what is shown there on the picture. Those are Steemians, and the drawing is by Steemians, and that's my mom, and that's ulog. I'm hoping that everyone ends up becoming ulogger. Just that ulog enters each dictionary. Steam itself has a tab called My Ulogs. That's glorious. I feel that very soon the world will get to know of ulogging and become uloggers, and that will be special. I'm sorry for how I rushed the conversation. I wasn't even able to look at the faces. Thank you.
Thank you, Surpassinggoogle. But everybody needs to rush a little bit because it's Bangkok and it's always rush hour. But you were hosting a roundtable session, right, afterwards. Yes, so yes. At 3 p.m., if you guys want to continue the conversation in the roundtable area, hallway to the left, 3 p.m., you're on the next round, so people can continue the convo. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Special regards to Ned Scott. Thank you.
Cheers. So I have a 1 minute self-promo, because maybe some of you know and some of you don't. I organize an event. It's called Steemfest. No. I don't have slides. That's okay, because I don't have slides. Not to confuse you, Vinny. No, I'm also a developer, so I make a couple of apps for the Steam chain, and